Hey everyone, Scott here from Wicked Reports. Let's look at how to optimize cold traffic campaigns using First Click attribution. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the ROI report under the menus, and then be sure to choose First Click ROI, which it tells you right away, tell me what first interests cold traffic to click on my ads and become high value customers over time, because that's the point. This is the perfect attribution model when you are going after cold traffic, trying to get new eyeballs to come to your brand and ideally become high-value customers over time. Thus, we're looking for the first click that brought them to become aware of your brand. The game plan is simple. Use the correct attribution model, find the high ROI campaigns, optimize with the Campaign Explorer, move the losing spend within the campaign to the winning targeting and ads, and then repeat this for all high ROI campaigns. Then we're going to move to the low ROI campaigns and ask yourself, what is the intent of those? Because if the intent of the campaigns in First Click ROI is to find cold traffic that becomes customers and it's not working, then you want to kill that ad spend and move it to the high ROI campaigns. If the campaigns listed that have low ROI were not meant for cold traffic, then you can ignore these results and choose the correct attribution model that matches the intention of those campaigns. So let's dive in with Wicked Reports. You can find the ROI reporting under Reports ROI. You're going to then come over to the attribution model and click First Click. It'll tell you right here, tell me what first interests cold traffic to click on my ads and become high value customers over time. This means by default, when you sign up for Wicked Reports, we won't track any first clicks to someone who's already on your email list because they had to have clicked and got there to begin with. So those aren't cold traffic. So we correctly exclude them out. First Click ROI means we're scoring every campaign by only people who first clicked from within that campaign. So whenever you're seeing any sales that occur, of which there's quite a few here, those sales occurred from people who first clicked on this campaign to ever hear about this brand and come in. So it's an important distinction. And so what we're going to do with this data is try to scale more ad spend to more cold traffic where it's working and kill the ad spend where it's not. That's how it works here. The Wicked Reports, we're automatically pulling in the campaign name and the campaign costs. The leads columns we're going to ignore because we're using First Click. What we're most interested in is, are there any sales occurring? And if so, how much revenue are those sales generating? And are they worth more than the costs? And that's how we calculate the ROI. And so here, the very first campaign, the one with the most spend, you'll see as a negative ROI. Notice in the campaign it says retargeting. By its definition, retargeting traffic is generally not a first click. So hence the lower ROI for first clicks, and we can safely move on from that. But moving on to the next campaigns, you'll see a nice high ROI here. ROI is always relative. With a given time frame, we're looking at the campaigns with the highest ad spend because the report defaults to ad spend descending. So your most expensive campaigns are at the top. And we're going to see which ones have the highest ROI and go in and optimize those. So I see here right away 298%. That's a nice ROI. And so we're going to go in and optimize that campaign by clicking on the campaign and choosing Explore Selected. Now that we're in the campaign, you'll see there's 226 entries. That's how many different combinations of ad set ad have been tracked. So we're not going to scroll through every single one, but we're going to focus on the most expensive ones and see where the ROI is highest and where it's lowest, and move the spend from the low to the high. So as we scroll through here, the highest cost ad combination has spent almost double the next one, and it's making 184%. So that's nice. But as we scroll down here, we see a $2,000 spend with 61% return on investment. So we're going to want to move that 61% somewhere else because it's that much lower in ROI to the other ad set ad combinations. In this case, right above it, we have a 308% ROI. We're going to want to move this future $2,000, what we would have probably spent without this data, up to here. Let's see if we can keep this 308%. Furthermore, we have a couple smaller spends relative for this campaign that haven't done so hot. They're low ROI. We are going to take that ad spend and move it down to this one, this Oyster Festival, targeting this particular ad, 743%. So that really hit a nerve. So let's go and move this ad spend, future ad spend. Let's kill these two and scale this one. That's how it works. You move the ad spend where it's not working to where it's working, especially within a campaign that is already making some money. That's the nice way to do it. I'm going to check a few more here, but now we're already getting down to sub $500, which everything's relative. And in this particular campaign where you've got some ad set and ads spending thousands of dollars, once you get down to a couple hundred, we're not going to spend time optimizing those. I will, however, mention $445 here on this particular ad set ad combo, a negative ROI. We definitely want to stop spending there because so many of these are positive. In fact, we'd probably double the ads, take the next $445 we were going to spend here and double it here because we're making 300% at the moment. But the big winner here, 743%. We want to increase ad spend there. I'd move both of these two down to here. That would be the analysis on how to scale this. Then we just repeat this process. We would then repeat this process for all campaigns with a high ROI. So I'd repeat it for this one. See the nice naming convention, TOF, meaning top of the funnel. I'd repeat it for this one. And I repeat it for this, well, search brand I wouldn't bother with. I'm noticing that the only negative ROI campaigns for this advertiser have the word retargeting in there. This also shows naming conventions really help things. Like if you're retargeting people, put retargeting in the campaign name, then you know, oh, that's retargeting. If it's top of the funnel, put TOF, then you're like, oh, it's top of the funnel. So it should be doing good on first click. And if it's not, that's a problem. The one that looks like it's not performing well, but it's meant for top of the funnel, is this one right here. And that's because it says TOF, which means top of the funnel. That's a first click or a new lead gen attribution model, which we are using first click. And the ROI is low relative to a lot of these other ones. So I would consider moving that ad spend into one of these higher performing campaigns. So let's look at a low ROI campaign for the first click attribution model. In this case, this retargeting campaign. Now, before we kill the ad spend, we're going to hit the filter button here. And by doing so, it's going to put this campaign into as a selected filter under campaigns. We're then going to come here and choose linear and hit apply. This is going to tell us where this campaign is converting at. And you'll see first click sales are 56, 66 new leads, 7 existing, 139 last click. So while first click, it is not doing that great, overall, it is making some money. Instead, we would either evaluate it by the linear ROI model and compare it against all other campaigns for that ROI to see if it's higher or lower than normal. Or we could suppress cold traffic and just send this campaign against warm and hot traffic because that's where it appears to be converting, is at the bottom of the funnel. You might see an increased ROI if your retargeting campaign was not retargeting cold traffic, which is what it's doing. So it's not that it's doing terrible, but you're selling over twice as many in last click. So that's the decisions to make with this one. And that is how you handle a low ROI campaign. Every time you come over, you check just that campaign against linear and you see, is it making money somewhere in the funnel? Here it is. And you either exclude traffic where it's not converting nearly as well, or you make your scale, chill, or kill decision by looking at all the campaigns within the multi-touch model. Now, one other thing to note when you're thinking, okay, where am I going to put this money? Where should I get some ideas? I want to scroll down and show you something here. Now, this is a current Facebook campaign that's no longer running. $0 ad spend in the past 30 days. 332 sales. This means this campaign generated first clicks prior to the report range, and the people are now buying now. So if you ever wanted proof that people take time to buy, here it is. 73 grand in sales from people whose first click happened prior. This is a last 30 days report that happened in 2020. And then here's another one, 90 more, 82 more. All these sales over 150, 60 grand all came from first clicks that happened in 2020 or earlier. I mean, we have people we've tracked for 7 years now, so it could have been a long time ago. The point being, this compound value of paid traffic, of cold traffic that takes time to buy. When they do buy, we're here to capture it and track it for you. And in this case, geez, you may want to turn this one back on. Might want to. Or go into that campaign and look at the ads to get ideas for other cold traffic campaigns, because this one murdered it. So keep this in mind. And again, because this one is retargeting, the goal is not to get a first click. So I would not do any optimizations for this attribution model. Because remember, you always want to match the attribution model to the intent of the campaign. So that's the framework for how to optimize first click data. Let's review it again. Use first click attribution, because when you're optimizing for cold traffic, first click is as cold as they get. It's people that have never seen you until they've clicked. Find the high ROI campaigns. Optimize with the Campaign Explorer. Move the losing spend within the campaign to where the winners are. Repeat for all high ROI campaigns. Then go to the low ROI campaigns and ask yourself, was this meant to make money on cold traffic? If it was, then it's not working. That's okay. Just move it to where it is working. And if it wasn't meant for cold traffic, just ignore it, and you're going to analyze it using one of our other attribution models. And when you're not sure which attribution model to use, you click on the attribution model and you'll see quick text that tells you when to use each model. And whenever you're not sure, or you say, I don't care about all that, just tell me if I'm making money or not, use full impact. And if you're the type that says, I don't ever want my revenue ever overcounting, it's going to reconcile to the penny to my shopping cart, use linear. And then if a campaign is specifically for the top of the funnel or for lead gen or middle or bottom of the funnel, use one of these 4 models specifically designed for that precise point in your marketing funnel. Enjoy using First Click ROI. I hope it helps you mine cold traffic goal for your campaigns. Thanks.